pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. And for the roll call, let the record reflect all are present. And I have just two comments today. So one is we all talked about the misinformation in the Morrison County Record about the golf facility that we have that we made there, which was really just clearing some trees and brush to make it usable for golf and FIAD and for a few different things. So just wanted to talk about that for a second. And then second, another retirement from Cindy Petron. So thanking her for her years of service to many years of service to Royalton. I thought that was worth pointing out here too. So with that, I will take an approval of the agenda. Director Bowman. Thank you.
I'll second it.
Second by Director Hackett. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. All right, recognition of citizens for input purposes. So Ellie and Noel.
All right, good evening, board. I, along with 131 other district taxpayers and members, are presenting this petition to hold a special election vote on our levy dollar approval. Minnesota statute 205A.05 special election subdivision 1. I'll read that. Special election must be held for a school district on a question on which the voters are authorized by law to pass judgment. The school board may on its own motion call a special election to vote on any matter requiring approval of the voters of a district. Upon petition filed with the school board of 50 or more voters of the school district or 5% of the number of voters voting at the preceding school district general election, whichever is greater, the school board shall, by resolution, call a special election to vote on any matter requiring approval of the voters of a district. It's an 84-day notice to the auditor effective this year. So from tomorrow to 2 weeks prior to the election on November 5th, 2024, that is 105 days you have to present to the county auditor that you would like this on the ballot. This is going to be the most cost effective for the district, as it will cost the district the least. If you choose to hold a special election, it will cost the district members and taxpayers more. And here's the signature pages.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else? Okay. Going on to reports and news. So board committee report, finance.
Finance committee met on June 25th. We just had a standard financial update that Heidi will share with everyone tonight. And we had a presentation from PMA Services that will come to the board in a future meeting. And that was about it.
Okay. For Midstate, we are working through how that board functions right now. And how they do things to make it a little bit more efficient. So that's really what we're working on there. And then the superintendents are working on the joint powers for that. So we can hopefully get that changed to be a little bit more flexible in what the school districts all need that are going into that. And then policy. So we have 3 policies we're looking for approval for tonight. That is student attendance. So they added one line about religious accommodation and new statutes that were in there. In 704, we have the inventory of fixed assets in the accounting system through UFARs. And that was all statutes updates, and the same thing with 807 health and safety. There was just a couple updates there. So that's really it. Otherwise, we've finally gotten through the approval of most of those. We're working hard on 902, which is the use of the school district facilities and revamping that. So that is still a large work in progress. And then we have a whole bunch of new first readings listed on here for that we're going to start looking at to get after those. Anything else from policy? Okay. Superintendent report.
Very quick, just that we, strategic planning committee met, so we have our communications plan. Hopefully, Nicole and I will be putting all the final touches on that when she comes back end of July, or early August, so we'll get that ready and presented on our website in August. And then just that the region, the move from CME RDC to Region 1 went very smoothly, and so we're all set there and everything's like moving along like it had before, so.
All right. Thank you. Any questions for the superintendent? All right, business manager, Heidi.
A good evening, Chair Hofstad, members of the board. This is the fiscal year 2024 July board meeting update. Enrollment has stayed the same since the end of the school year, 910 students. This is a look at the general fund revenues for the month end May 2024. Overall, the district is on track. The current year revised budget at about 86% of the total budget. I expect that by the end of this month, I will have a good idea of where we're ending the fiscal year and can report out that at the finance committee in subsequent meetings. And then the general fund, again, expenditures for the month ended May 2024, similar to revenues, on track with the current year revised budget at 86% out of the total budget, which aligns with the overall fiscal years having just under 10% remaining to complete budgets in total.
Any surprises coming up towards the end of the year here, as you're looking at paying the June bills at the end of the year and reconciling all that?
I haven't had an in-depth look at everything that's coming in at this point. No surprises, as I said, as we work to close out this fiscal year. I'll have more information in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Very good. Any questions for Heidi?
I have one question, kind of jumps ahead a little bit, but I seen in the accounts payable stuff, withdrawn from mid-state. When is the date that they reconcile with us? I just couldn't remember.
In June, so we have not received that reconciliation invoice yet.
Okay, I was just wondering, couldn't remember. Thank you.
And that happens a couple times based on the dollars. So there's some that, like we just got a refund back for, what was it called? Remember?
You mean a year ago?
Yep.
A year ago we did, because their fund balance was so high, so they.
No, we just got a refund back from them from like K through 2 something.
Oh, because
That-
birth of 3 to, yeah,
Yep, the birth to 3, that's what it was. That was a year-old money already,
yeah, and
that we just got that back, so.
right, and another thing they're doing this next year, which will be helpful, is they take money in case they have an expense, like for technology and fiber, and this year they're not going to be doing that, they're gonna wait till if it were to actually occur. Instead of reconciling, so we end up being, they take the cash before and then reconcile in June, and this way they won't do that. But the superintendents are working closely with them, because we have to look at exactly how they bill and see if we can't make some better choices.
Just less money floating around.
Well, yeah, so otherwise they're just keeping it all.
Yeah.
Like, can't use it for students.
Mhm.
Thanks, Heidi. Next is consent agenda approval. So the board is consenting to approve the items listed below as presented at one time. Any point, a director can pull an item off the consent agenda for further discussion. So, overall here, we have the approval of the regular board meeting minutes from June 10th, the claims, accounts, and financials, Approval of resignation and termination, new hires, and approval of the retirement. Is there anything anybody wants to pull? All right. I will take a motion to approve the consent agenda
So moved.
by Director Hackett. Thank you.
Second.
Second by Director Bowman. All right, any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstain? All right, motion carries. Next is approval of the long-term facility maintenance 10-year plan.
I brought my computer in case I needed to look at it on my screen. Do you want to pull up, let's do the revenue projection. It's right there, yep. So the long-term facilities, revenue and expenditure applications is an annual requirement, per MDE. The revenue worksheet is similar as in years past. We look at our current fiscal year. It ties into that, our ADMs, adjusted daily membership, and then with the long-term facilities maintenance formulas, calculates our revenue going forward. This revenue is based on 10 years out. However, the revenue is applicable to what we set our levy at. And then ongoing, if ADMs change at all, adjusted throughout the course of the fiscal year. We have two funds that our long-term facilities maintenance revenue goes into. Fund one, the general fund, is regular repairs and maintenance as eligible under long-term facilities maintenance. And then we have a portion of that going into Fund 7 because we do have a long-term facilities maintenance bond that is set to be paid off in the next 5 to 7 years, which at that time we will then see the total amount going to Fund 1. Look at expense next. Oh, this is the same. This is just revenue. Expense. Yeah. Again, similar to revenue, we look at the current fiscal year, the base year. I input the actuals based on what is in our finance system as of the date of this report. We then carry forward any planned facilities maintenance projects that align with the long-term facilities range planning document that Dr. Warkamp Herman has compiled with the support of administrators and directors. And we also then take into account any unexpected repairs and or needs that have since happened between the revised fiscal year 24 budget and current. This is a pretty standard document, knowing what we budgeted for fiscal year 25, that's in the fiscal year 25 column. And then future forward, we're setting aside funds under LTFM for our roofing projects that we know are coming up in the near future. Should that change between now and fiscal year 26, 27, 28, etc., this report gets updated every year annually. Any questions?
Were there any big changes over the last year of what we thought we were gonna have to do this year versus next year?
Nope, so fiscal year 24, it was the boiler, which was around $170,000, which is the majority of our Fund 1 LTFM revenue and expense that ties out. Fiscal year 25, it's replacement of carpets in specific buildings and classrooms and other areas of the school buildings, and LED updates with lighting. And then future years after fiscal year 25, we are allotting all of the LTFM funds to be reserved for roofs. And that may or may not change depending on anything unexpected that might come up that requires repair and maintenance that's eligible for LTFM use.
Right.
The goal is to build up this LTFM Fund 1 balance so that when we do have the need for roof replacement and or repairs, that this fund can be utilized.
So what's the plan if something comes up and we need to use the LTIP, like if something breaks down and we have to repair it?
So
we
we have,
use that money
Yep.
then, or we're gonna go
Yep.
from somewhere other?
no, we can use LTFM funds as long as it's eligible expenditures under statute. If, for example, we need to tap into other reserved funds or other resources, we set aside and reserve funds under capital. So that can also be used. We have some assigned funds for roof that can be used. In addition to the general fund unassigned if needed, necessary. And that's why we try to maintain an unassigned fund balance for sure within board policy. So that in the event we do have some unexpected expenditures, we can facilitate and meet those needs.
Any other questions? Right, thank you. So the 10-year plan is resolution. So to qualify for the long-term facilities revenue, Minnesota statutes 2021 subdivision 4 states a school district or intermediate district must annually adopt and approve a 10-year facilities plan by July 31st for commissioner approval. The school district has developed a 10-year term facilities, long-term facilities maintenance plan consistent with this law. And does somebody want to move this?
I'll move it.
By Director Hackett, thank you. So school board member Hackett moved the resolution for adoption, and the motion was duly seconded by board member Hofstad, also seconded. And upon a vote, being voted in favor of the motion, Angela, can you do a roll?
Dr. Trout?
Aye.
Dr. Bond?
Aye.
Dr. Boyd?
Aye.
Dr. Roy? Aye. Dr. Hackett?
Aye.
Dr. Hofstad?
Aye. Thank you. All right, thank you. Approval of volleyball fundraiser.
For Hofstad, members of board, Superintendent Dr. Werkamp, Caitlin Frenchek, Activities Director and Assistant Principal. Volleyball this year would like to do a cookie dough sweep sale as a fundraiser to help raise funds for team bonding and other activities and equipment that they need that our budget isn't able to help them with. So what they would do, it's an hour-long fundraiser. And I have more set dates, so they'll actually create a video on the 13th of August that will be sent out to people. And then on the 22nd, they will have their 1-hour fundraiser. So they'll go around to people that they know in the area. There can also be some pre-sales and extended sales, so they're able to reach out to people that are out of state or not in the area, so that they can, and that stuff can get sent to them directly. So the big 1-hour fundraiser would be on August 22nd. And there'll be some stuff that they can do at home either before or after. Any questions?
Thank you. All right, so I will take a motion to approve the volleyball fundraiser
Motion to approve.
by Director Bell. Thank you.
Second.
second by Director Roy. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? All right, motion carries.
Don't know if you're gonna dip the cookies in the soup.
Next is, filing affidavits for candidacy. So I'll read those as well. All right, so be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District number 485, State of Minnesota as follows. The period for filing affidavits for candidacy for the office of school board member of Independent School District number 485 shall begin on July 30th, 2024, and shall close on August 13th, 2024. An affidavit of candidacy must be filed in the office of the school district clerk, and the $2 filing fee paid prior to 5 p.m. on August 13th, 2024. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause notice of said filing dates to be published in the official newspaper of the district at least 2 weeks prior to the first day to file affidavits of candidacy. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause notice of said filing dates to be posted at the administrative offices of the school district at least 10 days prior to the first day to file affidavits of candidacy. The notice of said filing date shall be substantially the following form. So it says notice is hereby given. The period for filing affidavits for the school district board member of Independent School District 485 shall begin on July 30th and close at 5 p.m. on August 13th. The general election shall be held on Tuesday, November 5th. At that election, 3 members will be elected to the school board for terms of 4 years each. Affidavits of candidacy are available from the school district clerk, 120 South Hawthorne Street, Royalton, Minnesota 56373. The filing fee for this office is $2. A candidate for this office must be an eligible voter, must be 21 years of age or more on assuming office, must have been a resident of the school district from which the candidate seeks election for 30 days before the general election, and must have no other affidavit on file for any other office at the same primary or next ensuing general election. The affidavits of candidacy must be filed in the office of the school district clerk, and the filing fee paid prior to 5:00 p.m. on August 13th, 2024. So I will take a motion to introduce that. Director Trout, thank you. Second.
Second.
Director Roy. All right, and can you give us a roll call vote?
Director Trout.
Aye.
Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director Boyd.
Aye.
Director Roy. Aye. Director Hackett.
Aye.
Director Hoffstein.
Aye. All right, with that, the motion carries. As of 8 July 2024. All right. And the second one is the resolution relating to the election of school board members and calling the school district general election. So be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District number 485, State of Minnesota as follows. 1, it is necessary for the school district to hold its general election for the purpose of electing 3 school board members for terms of 4 years each. The clerk shall include on the ballot the names of the individuals who file or have filed affidavits of candidacy during the period established for filing such affidavits as though they had been included by name in this resolution. The clerk shall not include on the ballot the names of individuals who file timely affidavits of withdrawal in the manner specified by law. The general election is hereby called and elected to be held in conjunction with the state general election on Tuesday, the 5th of November, 2024. Pursuant to Minnesota statute section 205A.11, the precincts and polling places for the general election are those polling places and precincts or parts of precincts located within the boundaries of the school district and which have been established by the cities or towns located in whole or in part within the school district. Voting hours at those polling places shall be the same for the state general election. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause written notice of said general election to be provided to the county auditor of each county in which the school district is located in whole or in part, at least 84 days before the date of the said election. The notice shall include the date of said general election and the office or offices to be voted on at said general election. Any notice given prior to the date of the adoption of this resolution is ratified and confirmed in all respects. Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause notice of said general election to be posted on the administrative offices of the school district at least 10 days before the date of said general election. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause a sample ballot to be posted at the administrative offices of the school district at least 4 days before the date of said general election, and to cause 2 sample ballots to be posted in each polling place on election day. Sample ballot shall not be printed on the same color paper as the official ballot. The sample ballot for the polling place must reflect the offices, candidates, and rotation sequence on the ballots used in that polling place. Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause notice of said general election to be published in the official newspaper of the school district for 2 consecutive weeks, with the last publication being at least 1 week before the date of said election. Notice of election so posted and published shall state the offices to be filled, set forth in form of ballot below, and shall include information concerning each established precinct and polling place. Clerk is authorized and directed to cause the rules and instructions for this optical scan voting system to be posted in each polling place on election day. Clerk is authorized and directed to acquire and distribute such election materials as may be necessary for the proper conduct of this election, and generally to cooperate with election authorities conducting other elections on that date. The clerk and members of the administration are authorized and directed to take such actions as may be necessary to coordinate this election with those other elections, including entering into agreements or understandings with appropriate election officials regarding preparation and distribution of ballots, election administration, and cost sharing. The clerk is further authorized and directed to cause or to cooperate with proper election officials to cause ballots to be prepared for use at said election in substantially the following form, with such changes in form, color, and instructions as may be necessary to accommodate an optical scan voting system. And that one is there. Would somebody like to introduce that one? All right, by Director Bauman,
Second,
second by Director Trout.
question though.
Yep, for discussion.
Since Morrison County Record is moving to a paid subscription, is that gonna affect this information getting out to the public? Through that covered? We'll
Yep.
still report to Morrison County Record, which I don't have to, and then we'll still put it online.
It's probably a discussion that needs to be had at the organizational meeting next year. Because once you pick it, you're stuck with it for the year.
Right. But also we have to.
Yep.
They have to,
We have
there's
to pick
certain,
one, yeah.
there's certain guidelines they have to meet though. If you want to change, they have to have the circulation of so much of the public and. I just know that because Sauk Rapids went through it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, they switched papers and it was you know, it was contentious. I was really surprised that the newspaper thing was that contentious, but it can be, so.
Yep. Well, that's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people that, well, I'm gonna get it as long as it's free and then I'm not paying for it anymore, so I don't know what circulation is gonna do.
Yep. And it's just like other papers, like St. Cloud Times, you have to pay for that one too. And so if whoever puts it in that one, we just have to make sure we tell everybody, but we want to make sure that the information is available. So, yep. All right, Angela, can you do a roll call vote, please?
Director Trout,
Aye.
Director Bauman.
Aye.
Director White.
Aye.
Director Roy. Aye. Director Hackett.
Aye.
Director Hofstad.
Aye. All right, motion carries. And next is the K2 towers discussion.
Right, so I'm bringing this just for informational item for today, so you can think about this, and then we can bring it back in August at the regular board meeting for a vote. So K2 towers, the tower near the football field, is used for communication purposes, and we have entered into an agreement. I think you may remember last year, they entered Midco into an estoppel agreement with another K2 to be the renters, owners of this. And the K2 towers is now requesting that we actually extend the length of our agreement with them an additional 30 years and take 25% of any revenue they generate. However, they have no renters. So if we were to agree to this, they would now no longer pay us until a renter came. They can't give me any idea if renters will come. They can't. I asked about, then they would give us 25% of the money they collect. I said, well, on average, what would you estimate that to be a year? Well, if we got a renter, probably around 2,500, which is slightly lower than what we just received in January. They make an annual payment of around $2,900. So, they're asking us to enter into this agreement. I wanted to bring it to you all to think about that and have a discussion, and then, we can actually vote in August. Are you people? They did say if, I asked if we don't agree to this, and they said, well, then we'll take the tower down. And so we lose all revenue.
But they got to pay for the removal.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
and 30 years is a long time.
Right. Because somebody else, if they took it out, somebody else could come in and say, we want to put a tower there and do the same thing, right?
Yeah, we could let them and start a new relationship. with them. Was there some reason why this was merited, they reached out to say we need to extend this by 50 years? I have no idea why they asked for the extension of 30 years, but I think the reason they're reaching out is because they don't have renters and they're still paying us. And they don't want to pay us that $2,900 and they don't have renters, they the revenue generated.
Yeah.
But I don't know why the 30 years was added to it.
Any other questions or discussion on that?
And then feel free to reach out to me at any time before the next August meeting. I'll bring it back for a formal vote situation. If we don't approve this, I mean, if we voted it down or whatever, what do we lose? Just
Well,
the
our current-
the $2,900, right, annual, and then, or they continue with our agreement and leave the tower up and pay us. But we don't use the tower. No, it's just our land. Well, I don't have any renters, but was it in some way helping our community? That we know
It could have been,
of? Was it their renter?
yep, so like if Midco was to use it, and use that as a tower, like it would be better internet for the people around that could, see that line of sight, whatever. So it was something like that more so it technically would help, but not for free, really.
Right.
Or it could help, I guess. Because they did have renters originally, right? Yeah. When they left.
I think the technology has exceeded it though. The range is, there's higher towers and the range on the equipment has gotten better, so they don't need a mid-level tower. They can go over the big ones and get more range, and the power that they use, is more efficient and everything else, so. I know what's coming down the line on technology. I mean, there might be something like a local broadband or a local, might want to come in and do that, but I don't know. So nothing's better than fiber, right?
Depends on where you dig.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of golfers in around it.
Yep. Okay. Next is approval by donations by resolution. Somebody want to introduce the donations resolution?
Oh,
Director Trode. Thank you. All right, Director Trode introduced the following resolution and moved its adoption, whereas all information is included. Township of Langola has generously donated $567.08 to the elementary school playground. An anonymous donor has generously donated $1,000. The care closet will receive $600 and the remaining $400 will go to the preschool and kindergarten classes. So thank you to the Township of Langola and our anonymous donor. I know we need that for the care closet for sure. So be it resolved by the Royalton School Board to gratefully accept the gifts. The motion for adoption of the foregoing resolution was duly seconded by member Bowman. Thank you. And upon a roll call vote being taken, the following voted.
Dr. Trout,
aye.
Dr. Bauman,
Aye.
Dr. Boyd.
Aye.
Dr. Roy, Dr. Hackett,
Aye.
Dr. Hofstad.
Aye. None voted against and none abstained, so this foregoing resolution was approved the same day of July 2024. All right, thank you. All right, and policy readings, so, we have our first policy readings, so 424 license status, 524 internet acceptable use and safety policy. That also talks about cell phone use in there. 705 investments, 706 acceptance of gifts, 707 transportation of public school students. And preschool student pickup and drop off transportation policy. Transportation pickup and drop off policy. And 724 is ECSE, student drop off transportation policy. So we're going into transportation, it looks like. For most of those. Second policy reading, we're still keeping 902 there. We've had 2 really good meetings on that, and I think we have a very good way forward to clarify things for everybody. Hopefully this next one in August. We'll get that one finalized there. And then looking for approval for the third policy readings, so 503 student attendance, 704 inventory of fixed assets and asset accounting system, and health and safety.
I'd like to move that.
All right, Director Hackett,
Second.
second by Director Bowman. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstain? All right, motion carries. Upcoming meeting schedule, the noon finance committee meeting on July 24th. You guys all good with that? Okay. And then our next meeting is August 12th for a regular board meeting. Are there any we're not doing, I'm assuming we're not doing any strategic planning meetings in between there or anything? Okay. Yeah. Enjoy some summer. I think that is it. All right, anything else before?
I just one thing I wanted to say, I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to local school boards at all, but I just wanted to say thank you to this board. We might not always think the same or agree on everything, but we're always respectful of each other. And I just think that's really, I think we do a good job of making sure everybody's heard and being respectful. So thank you to all of you.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Awesome, thank you. All right, I will take a motion for adjournment by Director Bowman,
I'll second it.
by Director Hackett. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries.